Brendan Schaub went on Adam Carolla's show. And, of course, they talked about stand-up comedy. And Adam Carolla asked him about performing at Joe Rogan's club. So I'm going to play this and give you my thoughts on it. Of course, you know, Bappa is going to lie. But, and Carolla doesn't know Bappa well enough to know that he is lying. But let's go ahead and check this out and see just how much, Brendan Schaub's reasoning here.
Which is good and bad.
Now, I know famously Rogan said you got to stop fighting, right? Should there be a version of that for stand-up? Should there be a tribunal where, like, other comedians just say to somebody, it's been 11 years. I just saw your act. It's time to get that job at the supermarket.
I think 11 years I think 11 years is a good marker. But that's what, like, Mitzi was for, right? For Mitzi Shore at the store. She was wrong sometimes, you know, like she turned down Seinfeld and, like, you know, she took some L's, but she took a lot of W's. There's that aspect of it. Like when you stop getting booked at the Improv or the Comedy Store or Laugh Factory, like, hey man, I have to go work at the grocery store.
Yeah. I haven't been to Rogan's club over there. How is it?
I didn't get a chance to go either because we did the show on Saturday. I came on Friday because Callan had shows at Cap City, the new Cap City. So I did the 2 shows with Callan at Cap City instead of going to the mothership. And then Saturday night, he was like, all right, let's go to the mothership after the fight campaign. I'm like, let's do it. And then we got done at, like, I don't know, 12:45, 1. I had a 7 a.m. flight, so I didn't get a chance.
I heard that Joe had a, like, Mitzi sort of speakeasy room, like a green room that was named after Mitzi Shore or something.
There's like the Mitzi Shore bar or something like that.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, he does it right.
It's really what it's kind of what Kimmel does, which is you just go make a shitload of money doing something else, and then you go, I'm going to make this great environment for comedians.
And also the way he wants to. Like the bar is straight out of The Shining, like whatever, he loves The Shining bar, so it's exact to spec bar.
Oh, really? It's like from The Shining?
Yeah. Which
is so weird because Jimmy's Comedy Club in Vegas, his bar is out of his barn house. It's exact doppelganger of the bar at his house.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a replica.
Which is funny that I brought up Jimmy's club and you brought up Joe's club, and they both had the same doppelganger
But look
bar.
what you've done here, too. Like with the cars and all the, the racing and stuff. Like you've built your, for lack of a better reference, like Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory. This is Adam Carolla's Fantasy Factory.
Well,
with all the cars and like the cool stuff, the vintage posters and all the old school racing, Paul Newman stuff.
Yeah,
like,
all this stuff is a means to get that stuff, right? Like all the comedy is a means to get maybe the Paul Newman. So like Jokic for the Nuggets, he didn't care at all about winning the championship, and then he wins the horse racing championship, and he's celebrating. He's holding that trophy. He's all giddy and laughing.
Cart too. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a good point, which is, like, I don't know how this works, but, like, I like cars, and you like cars.
Yes, sir.
And when I talk to dudes who don't like cars, they're not that motivated to make money. They're like, I got a 2014 Prius. I got Hulu at home.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
I usually don't talk to those guys, but I hear it.
But being invested in something, like, I drove a pickup truck, and it had no air conditioning in it. And I was like, first off, going on dates in a shitty pickup truck, like picking them up in a piece of shit pickup truck in the valley with no air, is a fucking bummer, man. I mean, you can just see the look on their face
real
when they come out of the apartment.
Yeah, roll down the window, babe.
Serious cock block. One time I was dropping this chick back off at her apartment, and I reached down, it was a bench seat. It's a fucking, not even have her own seat with no headrest, and I reached down under the bench seat, and I like pulled out a bottle of red wine, and I go, maybe we go back up to your unit and work on this. And she's like, yeah, you can just drink that yourself, and you can drink it in the park.
The warm wine, the warm red wine.
Yeah. It was right against the transmission hump. It was rolling around there the whole time.
Splashing around.
But I was like, I want a car. I want a real car.
Yeah.
I want a cool car. I don't want to drive a truck.
Yep.
And then I go, I don't have any money. So then I got like literally motivated to make money because I wanted something, and I bet that factors in. Like
100%.
as much as everyone wants to talk about art all the time, a lot of it is like, I want that fucking Porsche. That's $329K.
Yep.
And I want it.
Whatever it takes to do it.
Right.
It's going to get you up in the morning. And then also, yeah, because, I assume you're a similar way. Like, I wasn't like, I want to be famous. I don't care about any of that. I care about getting good at stand-up. Hopefully people come. The fame, I guess, comes with the territory, but I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
It's just part of the game.
I wonder if you could, here's an interesting test. One time I was driving through Pasadena 25 years ago. I see this really hot chick in a convertible Aston Martin, probably DB7 at the time. And I was like, ooh, Aston Martin, that's a cool car. And it's convertible, it's a hot blonde. And I'm like, that's Sharon Stone. So Sharon Stone is just driving through the streets of Pasadena with the top down in an Aston Martin. And I'm like, she must get followed home 3 times a week, right? Because people... Now, so here's the litmus test. I've never owned a convertible just because I just want to drive and not... I don't want anyone to go, hey, it's that guy. I didn't want anyone to go, hey, it's a convertible. I just want to scoot along and just kind of slide under the radar. But I wonder if the convertible people are kind of the Mason-Dixon line of, because you go, I don't care about the fame, I don't need to be recognized, I just want to get paid, I want to be respected in this community. And then you leave the room and everyone goes, bullshit, that prima donna fucking loves it.
Yeah, loudest car.
Right. And then they always pick out something. Oh, yeah? Why do you have an exhaust system on your Ferrari then if you don't, But I would say the convertible might be the way to really test if somebody wants to be noticed or not.
What if you have a convertible and you leave the top up?
What do you got?
I got a 430, F430 Ferrari. It's a Spider. So the only reason I did it, I don't like convertibles. The only reason I did it's worth more. So I was like, it's an investment. I leave the top up.
I'll give you a pass.
But I have rolled it down. Like, you feel like an asshole. You just feel like such a tool. Your hair's flapping in the wind. You just feel like,
All right, we got Ami Horowitz is out there. Very interesting dude. We'll bring him in. I have a big subject.
That's probably because you are an a-hole. So he got that Ferrari. His dad bought it for him. So the lie about the comedy mothership there, which was kind of hilarious to listen to. His story made literally no sense. He got to Austin on Friday with Callan, did the Cap City stuff, but Callan also performed at the comedy mothership. Joe Rogan would not allow Brendan Schaub to perform there because Brendan Schaub is not funny. And Rogan isn't going to have that dude stinking up his stage. So, and then after the Fight Companion, he was like, I just went home, I guess. And it's like, dude, you begged Rogan to go on that stage. And Rogan was like, no. I mean, hell, Carolla's talking to him about the comedy mothership. And Brendan Schaub's never been there, but he knows everything about it. He's like, oh, the bars from The Shining and everything. Like, he probably studied every single picture of that place all in depth just to see what it looks like. But he was never going to perform there. It's like what Rogan said. Rogan said he had to tell some of his friends that you're not headliners and you're not good enough to perform at his club. Obviously, he was talking about Brendan Schaub because Brendan Schaub even went to Austin, did a Fight Companion with Rogan. Callan ended up on stage, but not Schaub because Rogan is not allowing him on that stage. Believe you me. But also in this interview, he did a lie again. It was earlier in the interview where he was talking about his son in baseball, and he's like, I took off touring this summer for him to play baseball. And it's just like, No, you couldn't sell any tickets, and you were going to do a European tour, and you had to cancel it. You stink. You're not funny. The dude just has to lie. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.